Good morning, friends. Hoping everybody is also able to see it live on YouTube, and you should be able to see. Let me first mute the. So, good evening in India, good morning in America, and today I'm very excited for this chat with Susan. And it's all about the emotions. She is going to talk about the top five ways to stay calm. But I also, before we go into that, I want to talk to you about the book that she has written, The Loving Insights. It's an amazing book. I really, really recommend everyone to have this as a keeper in the house, because she has talked about her own um, 44 of her insights of the emotions that she has been able to talk about. And you know, the one thing that when you look into the book is she is telling you that you can take someone somewhere you haven't been, which is so true. When we talk about, we cannot understand the other person without understanding where you have been, right? It's easy to say I understand. It is easy to say that yes, I know what you're going through, but actually not unless and until you really have been there. And when you open the book itself is wonderful. If you see the book, you know, if you look at the sim of here, all colorful, nice colors you see, and when you open to different emotions, every emotion that you talk about, you will understand how much we ignore. And before we start with her, I want to also want to mention, if any of you are having this book, if you plan to take this book, read the numbness part. That part is very, very important to understand, because it's so true what she is talking about. Without going so much deep into it, let's welcome Susan Atchison. If I'm not saying it wrong, Susan.
That's right.
She is a
Perfectly right.
licensed counselor, advanced clinical hypnotherapist, and intuitive who has dedicated her life to the healing of deep, difficult, and stuck emotions. And she has experience of more than 20 years. I know her personally. I go to her personally to get myself rejuvenated back again, running and healing others. So I'm very excited to talk to you today, Susan. Welcome to the Navrang Expressions Meet the Experts series. Thank you.
Thank you, Sita. I am delighted to know you and to be here for your viewers, all our viewers, and to help bring peace to the world and more light to the world. This is the season of light, isn't it?
Yes, it
So
is.
we can all bring light through us. And it's so true. I've been blessed with many wonderful teachers. And the one who said you can't take somebody where you haven't been, that if we're healers, unless we're able to go into our own vulnerability and our own difficult emotions, we're really just talking from our head and not from our hearts and the rest of us. So it's a lifelong journey, isn't it?
Yes,
That's
amazing.
beautiful one. So I'm sure all the viewers want to hear some of the top 5 ways to stay calm or become calm. And I've chosen, the book has over 100 different ways that you can bring your emotions into balance. If they're what I call learning emotion, that would be like anxiety or anger or jealousy, we're learning something from that. And when we learn the lesson, those emotions tend to ameliorate. Or the wonderful, so the exercises help you bring those into balance. And then there's also the emotions that we love, right? Like love and hope and bliss and oneness. And the exercises in the book help you to embrace and enhance those emotions so we can have a more wonderful life.
Yes.
So today we're going to look at and experience 5 very simple and easy exercises to do, because really simple is the best. So the first one is if you have a sheet of paper and a pen, I'd like you to get out a sheet of paper and a pen. And we're going to talk about the first exercise, which is simply journaling. Now, you don't need to journal right now, but we're going to do one little thing. So, journaling, somebody has said, is mindfulness in motion. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Journaling, when we talk to a counselor or a trusted friend, one of the benefits outside of being listened to, which is so important, is talking slows down our thoughts. So
Mm.
when we have thoughts, and particularly if we're kind of meshed in the learning emotions, our thoughts, don't they tend to, it's like a little racetrack in the brain, and they're going faster and faster. Talking slows them down, and so does writing. Writing slows them down as well. It provides a little bit of space from those thoughts. And when we have space, that's when new light and new insights and new ideas can come in. So slowing down really is a key element of healing in many ways. And writing
So
also.
here I would just, sorry to interrupt, but would you would you say that instead of speaking out your emotions, you should journal your emotions or what your thoughts are? Is that what you are recommending to calm yourself down?
Well, that's an excellent question. I welcome all the questions. So I think it's a both and rather than an either or.
Okay,
So not everybody has somebody that they can talk to, or
right.
even those of us who are blessed to have people in our lives that we can talk to. Those people aren't always around, or maybe we're not ready yet to share with them.
Mm-hmm.
So when we have the opportunity to journal, that helps us get our thoughts in order. So for instance, let's say you are going to see a counselor, therapist, psychotherapist, psychiatrist, and there's a lot going on in your head. So the prices that you have to pay to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist, you kind of want to get it down to what's going to be the most important. So you might think in that case of journaling as being, this is my way to work out and get
Mm-hmm.
to the essence of what I want to share with the person who can have the best insights for me. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what I'd like you to do right now is just write down on your sheet of paper, and if you don't have a sheet of paper, kind of imagine it in your head that you're writing down something on a piece of paper, just something that's been stressing you. And because we're keeping it simple, let's start with something easier. Like if somebody is critically ill in your family, or if you've had a huge loss, let's set that to the side for now. And we're going to talk about, like, I'll give you my example, the time pressure of holiday preparations, like needing to get everything right for everybody. So I'm just going to write that down right here. Time pressure of holiday. I'm going to call it work. Okay. Now I'm going to fold this up. So just take your paper and fold it up. And I'm just going to set it down to the side here. So we're just going to start with that, and we're going to come back to yours later.
Okay.
So we're going to move on to one of the most wonderful ways to get calm or stay calm is physical touch. Our bodies have something called the vagus nerve, which is a nerve from the cranium that goes down the neck, and it goes through our heart and our digestive system. And I know, Smita, you could probably give a master class on this. So, and that's really our fight or flight. That's when we get upset or stressed or we feel like we're being threatened. You get that clenching in your stomach, and your heart beats faster and your breath is short. And that can create a lot of thoughts, excuse me, and a lot of emotions about it. We get very upset. But our body also, the universe in its wisdom, has given us a way to pull back and rest and restore. And that part of this vagus nerve system is in the face.
Mm.
So if you look it up or you Google it, or maybe somebody can show you an illustration, there's where the main vagus nerve goes down this way. The rest and restore parts are little tendrils that go all out like this, and they're our ears and our head. And that's because when we're small, or if we live in a loving community and we get hurt, somebody says, touches us and says, oh, I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Or they hear us. And so
Mm-hmm.
we can do this for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just start with put your hands on your forehead and just lightly stroke outwards, just gently and lightly. And some people really focus on, are more attuned to the physical, and some people like to have a mental visualization as well. Everybody's different. So if you like to have a mental visualization, you can imagine that there's like fingers with dusting feathers, or maybe streamers of light that go deep into your head, and they just cleanse out any dust or dirt. You're just pulling that out. And if you want, you could just shake your hands out and just notice how you feel. And
Yes.
now let's just go to the bridge of the nose and go across the face like this, gently down and out. And there's not like a one magic way. So um, if you were all on a Zoom with, the little squares of people's faces, and we looked at all the little squares, probably most people would be doing it slightly differently. And that's really so beautiful because
Mm-hmm.
everybody has to be themselves.
Yes.
Now let's do one more. And this is one of my favorites. So, when you get a shock and you go, ah, so that's natural, because if you just now gently put your hand on your forehead,
Mm-hmm.
you might notice your eyes automatically close, and it's
Close.
just a really sweet feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to ask you, take your other hand and put it at the back of your head, right? This little curve at the back of the skull is called the occiput. And
Mm-hmm.
right in there is the medulla oblongata, which really runs so many parts of our body. And there's also, some people call it the mouth of God, where we
Mm-hmm.
bring in beautiful universal energy. If you put one hand in your forehead and one hand on this occiput area, you are cradling yourself, aren't you? So just hold yourself and love yourself, cradle yourself, and feel the support that you're giving yourself. And you can do these almost anytime and anywhere. This one I would not suggest doing while you're driving, obviously. But you can even go into, the ladies' room or the men's room and do this for just, less than a minute. And you'll find that you have restored yourself.
True.
Okay, let's take a nice breath out and then just let the hands out. Shake them off. Now, the other thing we're going to do is simply breath. Now, there are how many different breathing exercises, right? A million bazillion different breathing exercises. So this is one that I really like because, again, it's so simple and so easy to use. And it really does help to tone our vagus nerve so that we are calm. Because you think about, and Smita knows this, and again, could give a master class, your breathing and your heart and your stomach, that's all your autonomic nervous system that works without you having to think about it. You fall asleep, you're still breathing, your heart's still beating. Your muscles, that's your, oh my God, I just had a brain cramp. I'm calling it manual nervous system. What's the word, Smita?
Peripheral, the after the auto sympathetic.
Okay, so this is the one you can control. So if you
Yes.
think about moving, you move. But
Mm-hmm.
you can also control your breathing. So
Mm-hmm.
your breathing is over here and it's also over here. It's automatic and it's also manual.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can use the manual breath to affect the automatic, which affects the heart, affects the digestion, affects
Mm-hmm.
everything. So this beautiful breath is, I'll just tell you first and then we'll practice. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to inhale through your nose as deep as you can and just pause a tiny little bit. And then you're going to, without exhaling, you're going to inhale again, like when you top off your gas tank. And then when you exhale, you're going to sigh. A sigh is a very powerful way to release stress. So let's do this. Inhale through your nose. Now top it off. Now. Sigh. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Let's do that. I love the number 3. The number 3 is such a great number. Some say it's a magical, mystical number. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale through your nose as much as you can. Pause for a tiny moment. Inhale again, top it off. And with your mouth open and audibly sigh the exhale. I just can, like, I feel like I could feel everybody's calmness right now. So one more time. And let's do this slowly. Inhale. Top it off. And exhale. And let's just take a moment, because we need to do what's being called savor. We are wired to pay attention to the difficulties and challenges in our lives, the things that make us anxious or sad, because that's how our brain tries to protect us. And, thank you for that, trying to protect us. So often we pay a lot of attention to those things. And then when something good happens or we do something good, we're like, yeah, okay, that was great. And then we move right on. So let's do what's called savoring. So you're in this moment, this beautiful open space you have just created. And let's fully be there, savor it. Notice how you feel, notice how your breath is. You're not trying to breathe in any particular way, you're just noticing how you're breathing. You're noticing what your shoulders feel like. You're noticing perhaps your mind is feeling still or calm or quiet. Maybe there's a little smile on your face. And again, everybody will be different and everybody will notice something different. And you don't have to say anything. You can just notice for yourself, savor it. If you have a really good meal, you don't just rush through it, right? You savor those bites, really all the different flavors.
Smell the roses.
Smell the roses, absolutely. Okay, and just come back. And we're going to move into some sound. We started with a little bit of a sigh, so it seems very natural now to move into some sound. And the sounds that we can do, we can calm ourselves and bring ourselves back to a state that we like to be in with humming or chanting or singing. You think about how you feel when your favorite song comes on, and don't you just perk up and you're happy and you forget any troubles you might have. And many of you may be familiar with chanting, which is absolutely one of my most blissful experiences. I bless the person who taught me chanting. And another one that's even simpler than chanting is humming. So we're going to try a little bit of humming. And this one you can do while you're driving. So is that great?
Yes.
If the person in front of you is driving in a way that you would not prefer, you can do a little bit of humming. So humming really starts to vibrate the throat, and that's going to work on that vagus nerve. And I'm going to have you try something 2 different ways so that you can see, you can understand and feel, not see, the reason why we're going to do it in a single hum. So just start by humming maybe a favorite tune. I'm just going to do row, row, row your boat because it comes to mind. So, now, when you're doing that, when I'm doing that, I feel the humming like up here, right? It's sort of in my head. Now, we're going to do a single single sound. So om is a very nice sound, or mm. So now choose something like that and do the single one. Mm. 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 Now, Smita, where do you feel that? What's the difference that you feel?
So when I'm doing the humming, actually, I'm used to saying the Om.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I felt it coming from here and going all the way down.
Right.
And when you're doing the that is all over. Like it's here and going into the ears and over here. I
Mhm.
felt it,
Okay.
which is different, which is true. And people who are watching will actually agree with Susan, because a lot of times we love our favorite song and we don't sing it out because we don't know the wordings, but the beat is catchy
Right.
and we do that, right?
And
We
we
start
come.
doing that, and actually it changes your mood. You're so right.
Mhm.
I was visualizing the times that I would do something that you're telling me, teaching us to calm down. And I started feeling like that's so true. We do all these things to help ourselves calm down. Our body is amazing.
Right. So we're naturally doing them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And we just
awesome.
don't pay attention to the fact that we do them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Thank you for bringing that attention.
So
Yes.
I feel that humming the single thing like or om or ma, it's kind of, for me, it's deeper, it's more grounding.
Yeah.
So let's just try that just for, I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, it's already set for 30 seconds. So let's all just hum away for 30 seconds. Let's say, go ahead.
Okay.
Mm,
Mm, mm, mm,
mm,
mm.
mm. And let's gently bring your humming to a close. All right. Let's take a nice deep breath like a cleanser. And we're going to complete with a little bit of laughter yoga.
Nice.
Laughter wellness. Okay. So we're going to clap twice in front of us and say, ha, ha. So everybody,
Ha,
ha,
ha.
ha. Now turn to one side and say, ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Back in front, ha, ha.
Ha, ha.
The other side, ho, ho, ho. This is the season
Ho,
for ho,
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 ho.
ho. Now we'll start speeding up a little bit. Center, ha,
Ha, ha. Ho,
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 ho.
ha,
Ha, ha.
ha, ho,
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 ho.
ha,
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 ha.
ho,
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 ho.
ha,
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 ha.
ho, ho, ho. Now you may find, okay, that let's just do a couple more times. We're going to go faster and faster, maybe 3 more times. And then you may find that you're just starting to literally laugh. I know we're sort of manufacturing the ha ha ho ho ho. It's almost impossible for me to not start to really laugh. Okay, so let's do
Yes.
3 more times. Ha
Ha,
ha
ha.
ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho. Ha,
Ha ha
ha.
ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho. Ha,
Ha ha
ha.
ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho.
Ha
Ha,
ha
ha.
ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho.
Ha
Ha,
ha
ha.
ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho.
Ha
Ha,
ha
ha.
ho
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho.
Now, what I'm going to have you do while you're really kind of laughing is take your piece of paper that you wrote and you're going to open it up and read that stressor like it's the funniest thing you ever saw in your life, like it's the funniest joke. So just start laughing at can you believe this?
What is the stress? Holiday. It's a holiday. No stress.
Rip that stressor up and toss it away.
Awesome.
And those are your top 5 ways to stay calm or be happy.
That's amazing. because even people who have been attending, even if it is Susan's class or it is my class, because Susan also teaches meditation, other than all the other things that she does. I teach meditation, I do acupressure, and we all are seeing that in acupressure also we talk about the vagus nerve, we talk about all these meridians that pass through our eye orbits, and we have that. And it's amazing to see how everything is interconnected. So my friends, even who are into the acupressure part, that is the reason I wanted to have this meet the experts, because you will find one common ground. And today she taught us how to bring ourselves stress free. Just write your stress, do all the exercises she told us, and you're going to laugh it out loud with no stress. Isha ji, you're welcome. Um, and I'm so happy. So you wanted to say something. I think I was so excited to mention all this common thing. So, Susan, did you have something that you were going to say and I interrupted? Did I
No,
interrupt
I
you?
thought you were asking Isha if Isha wanted to say something.
Yes, I just welcomed her. I know she is a physical therapist. She's also learning the acupressure, and she's using acupressure. And I thought she had a question, so I just welcomed her, and I wanted to see if she had a question.
I
Um,
agree with you, Smita, that it's so, so fascinating to understand or witness how what we learn in one modality then becomes connected with another. I know my beautiful teacher who taught me Reiki to rest the mind would say she's a native Mescalero Apache, and she created this particular process, and she would say, like, pull on the ears or do this here. And about 4 years later, polyvagal theory, which is based on using the vagus nerve to calm down, like we just kind of uh, galloped onto the horizon, and that's what she was teaching, was all the vagus nerve calming up.
yes,
And it's
yes.
like, I love this.
And even the one that you showed here, that is what we say, because our pituitary gland, our pineal gland, we are calming it down. We are calming down the pons and the medulla oblongata, because those are one of the most important glands that control your emotions, control your thoughts. And that's amazing.
Right,
That's amazing
right.
to understand that, how things are so interconnected. And actually, it was very funny when I was reading your book, and in between, I was thinking, like, you know what? The next book, which should be a co-author of Smita and Susan.
Oh, that would be wonderful. And if I may, if somebody would like to get a signed copy of the book, you can reach out to me at Susan at lovinginsights.com. Susan at lovinginsights.com.
Susan at lovinginsights.com. And
And
I
I
do
will,
recommend people to buy this book. I really recommend to buy this book, even if you're not here in Chicago. If you're in Chicago, I would suggest you to come visit Susan once. So visit our spa. We have amazing people there. Susan is there. I am there. Jennifer is there. And there are more people. But amazing, this book, you can get it signed from her, and you will love it. You will take some time even after you buy it to open it, but I'm telling you, if you open 2 pages even, you're not going to put it down. You're
and
not
it
going
makes
to
a
put it
great
down.
gift, a
It,
wonderful gift.
it's a that's my gift to my brother and sister going when I'm going to India.
Isn't that great? Yeah, you're giving somebody a lifelong resource.
And it is wonderful, because we all go through emotions, we all go through stress. It can be less, it can be more, but I feel what Susan has pen down here, you will at least find, if she is talking about her 44 emotions, you're going to talk and tap into your 44 emotions,
Mhm.
and that you will realize that I never even thought that I'm going through this.
Mhm.
And if I'm not wrong, Susan, isn't that right? That when we read most of the emotions that you have penned down, in one way or the other in our lifetime, we go through these emotions?
We need all our emotions. It's not bad or good emotions. Emotions are what they say,
Exactly.
energy and motion, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
even I was talking with somebody just recently who was experiencing rage, and really people sometimes shame themselves for having something like that. And I said, look, rage is a natural human emotion. If you were in a village and it was being attacked, you would need some rage energy, to get
To
you through
yes.
that. So it's
Yes.
just how do we like children, sometimes
Yes.
emotions are like children. We just want to keep them safe and teach them how
To
to behave in a
channelize it.
productive, happy way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I agree. And that's why I said, if you buy this book, read the introduction and what is in this book, and then go to numbness. First, if you read that one thing about numbness, you will understand why you shouldn't. What are emotions? You will totally understand a lot about emotions. That one numbness thing made me think about 100 things in my own ways of my own emotions that I might have suppressed, and then why I shouldn't, and what happened when I didn't suppress it, and what happened when I let it go. Just like you said in there, you suppress it, you're closing down everything, even the good in it, in you, and you let it go. Even though the first thing is, it's like, cleansing your pipe. It's like when you turn off the pipe and you have new work done in your waterworks and you open the pipe, they tell you not to use the first flow of
Oh,
water from the tap because it brings in all the dirt,
uh-huh.
right?
That's
It
an
brings in
excellent
all the dirt,
analogy. Yeah.
and
I
you
love
let
it.
go all that dirt, and then you get clean water.
Right.
And that numbness part just opened that clean water in me, and I was like, wow, this has happened to me. And as I mentioned, I personally go to Susan when I feel I have a need to re-energize myself. I do go to Susan, and she helps me out to come out with a smile. Just like her lotus, I kind of start to bloom.
Yeah. And may I say likewise, I go to Smita when I need to feel rebalanced and I come out magnetized with all the seeds, and then I feel so much better.
So we complement each other, but I tell you guys, I really appreciate you all joining, whoever is joining and who are looking at the recording later, because I know I had to compromise with the timing, because the timing has to match the time in India and in America. So I picked this time. Late nights are not very happy for us in US because we all are working. So thank you for seeing the recordings even or joining today. People who joined, thanks a lot for your valuable time. Thank you so much, Susan, for your valuable time, your valuable gift to the world of calming down, techniques that we can do on our own, save our money going to the psychologist.
That's true.
Probably they may not like, but we are helping you guys, because the more we calm down, the more you are calm, the more better results. Even if you are going to a therapist, it's going to help you heal faster.
Right.
Her
May I
techniques are
say,
amazing.
may you glow the light, may you grow the light, and may you flow the light.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that enlightenment. And thank you, guys. Keep in touch. Susan is in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. And we always are looking, even if it's something online, you can contact her, as she mentioned, Loving Insights. You can go in there and you can contact her. You can definitely get in touch with her, and you can put comments in the live YouTube if you have. And I will pass on the comments to her too.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Susan.
you.
Hey,
Thank you,
everybody, have
guys.
a wonderful day.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.